I wish that when I encountered my miscarriages, that was 5 years ago. I wish I was surrounded by the trees because they do have healing properties and they help you get grounded back to earth, receive that beautiful electric currents, recharge you, and just realign you back to what your body really needs. And your body, what the body needs is just pure positive energies. And look at that, the sun is greeting me. Oh my god, it's gorgeous. Look, hi sun. So yeah, and I wish that I had that chance to recharge with Mother Earth, because back then I was living in Oklahoma City, in the city itself, away from the forest, away from the water. um, so so it was a little bit of a challenge, but I somehow made it through. After the last 2 miscarriages, I did my best to heal, and I noticed that during my transition from feeling the heaviness of grief and what follows that, it was quite challenging, because from my observation I noticed that what follows grief is all sorts of emotions, and I never felt them all come up all at the same time, right? You know, I felt angry, I felt sad, I felt hurt, I felt guilty, I felt shamed, I felt just everything, resentful, jealous, envious, you name it, everything. And it all came out anyway. And wearing a mask, a very, like a different persona mask, it was my secondary mask. It's like my second identity, you know, hiding the true feelings that I was feeling at that time, hiding the emotions of grief, the anger, and I did my very best not to snap out at anybody. I really did. I think I did a really great job at not snapping at anybody while I was in that heavy feelings of emotions. So what helped me was moving into just observing my emotions. And when I did that, it increased my sense of awareness. So I'm gonna walk back now. So it increased my sense of awareness, and the moment that happened, I was able to see beyond the emotions. I was able to see what is anger. I was able to see what is resentment, what is grief. And from my observation, I started to realize that they were just existing. At that time, I didn't know that they were not mine. I wasn't at that level of awareness yet, until about 2 years after. And so I was in the beginning stages of my spiritual awakening too. So I was able to learn to observe my own emotions and enter into certain level of awareness as well. And for me, I think that was my first level of awareness, when I was able to understand that the emotions that I was feeling are just just coexisting with me. And that the more I found out what those emotions are, as just a form of emotions that are just existing. So that's like how I learned about them. That's when I started receiving details and information about how to release them. So my level of awareness helped open like a door of knowledge for me to enter certain ideas of how to release them. It also showed me methods such as meditation to help with the releasing. It also reintroduced me to higher beings, spiritual beings, such as like ascended masters, or like the mystics, the avatars. They are our soul guides, and at that time I didn't know anything about them until further down the road. And I'm gonna pause here because the sun greeted me today. Hold on. I'm gonna show you. Isn't it beautiful? Every chance I get, because we don't get too many sunlight here in Juneau, so and every time we see the sun or the sun peaks, we want to take advantage of it. Right? Okay, there are no bears behind me. Okay, good. Anyway, so yeah, it showed me a lot of tools that I need to self-heal. So, and that's where I came from. I came from learning how to self-heal, and through that I learned different modalities of healing, and now I'm doing my own modality. I practice my own energy healing practice, and I enjoy every moment of it. It's not Reiki, although, you know, maybe some people may argue, you know, Reiki is all around us, and it's a gift for humanity, but I don't want to give it a name, right? So I'm not doing Reiki. I do my own healing modality where I work with the angels, the archangels. I work with our soul guides, your soul guide, so we could bring the healing down to you. So when I mention healing, I look at things as energies. So everything has energetic properties. Even the word healing has an energetic imprint in it. It has a certain frequency, which mathematically I don't have a number, but I can just sense it and feel it, and I know the difference between what is this frequency and what is that frequency. So healing itself, the word healing itself has its own properties. It carries a certain frequency. That's why I even chose the name Oversoul Vibration, because Oversoul carries a certain frequency of source, and my goal and my mission is to bring the vibrational frequency of the Oversoul down to the physical level, and so that the physical body can register all of that. And when the body registers those frequencies, the body has no choice but move in accordance to that frequency. And to me, that's how healing begins. When the body fully accepts and registers it. So the body accepts the healing through registering all of that into the body. So now that's my whole goal and mission, is that to bring that healing frequencies into physical manifestation. And I've decided to use my story as the baseline to reach out to the baby loss moms who are looking for healing, who are ready to step forward outside of the current state of emotions that they are in, which has trapped them for years, not to mention decades. That's a long time. And the problem with carrying it for that long is that, as I mentioned earlier, the body can register certain frequencies, and emotions do carry certain frequencies. And sometimes, well, I don't want to say sometimes, but most of the time, they are not always good, especially if they are the harmful type of emotions, such as anger, resentment, guilt, sadness, fear, hurt. So when those are being registered enough into the body, what happens is it builds certain momentum, and once the momentum is going, I'm gonna turn around so you can see where I'm at. It's gorgeous. And once that momentum is built, it becomes dense. So the density can manifest into the body as disease, or as a chronic illness, or certain mental instability. And that's how depression happens. That's how certain diseases happen, even cancer. And I want to make a disclaimer that I'm not here to provide treatment of any kind. I'm just saying, from my perspective, and from my spiritual practice that I've done, that, and also through my observation from healing myself, I noticed that the emotions that I have accumulated over time did in fact create a certain disease in my body. And for my example, I had so much upper back pain, and this upper back pain was tied to not like lacking of trust, and lacking for me is trust, and also a lot of betrayal. So, and there's more to it. I'm not going to go into detail, but that's exactly how it manifested. Those emotions over time manifested as an upper back pain for me. And for many of the clients that I have met, most of them came with a lower back pain or a hip pain, and anything lower body is connected to the root chakra. So the root chakra is at the base of your spine, located at the base of your spine, and this root chakra is responsible for providing stability and security. for both spiritual and material needs and requirements. So if the root chakra is damaged over time due to accumulating a lot of those heavy emotions, then what happens is it creates physical illness or disease that is connected to that energy center. So I'm not an expert in the physical science of that nature. As a spiritual energy healer, from my own experiences and from the experiences that I've observed when working with my clients and through my study of spirituality and energy healing, that's how I noticed how it manifests itself. And there's a little doggy, 1 second. Oh my god, I get to sit down. I wish I had my mic, because then it would have been better. Anyway, it's all good. So that's from my perspective. It's coming from my perspective as an energy healer. And so I started as an energy healer first. And my healing process really is two things that I feel that helped me get to where I need to be. So the first one is obviously I did a lot of energy healing work on myself. And when I say energy healing towards myself, it started with bringing self-awareness to the surface for me. And when I brought when I brought myself to that level of self-awareness, I felt like it activated all my connection to spirituality. And then what follows that, I received instructions as far as like what tools I need. So the next tool that I needed in order to help me with the healing process was through meditation. So I did a lot of meditations, and then I got introduced to a lot of my soul guides, listening to ascended masters, and they simply just helped me get to where I need to be. They helped me align to myself. They helped me align all my energetic centers. Not perfectly, because at that time I had so much I had so much trauma, and so and we still have the physical body. So from the energetic healing, it's the energy of healing, like I mentioned earlier, it has to manifest down to the physical, right? And because our bodies are dense, it takes a while for the physical to follow through. So, and that took me that was in 2020. So 2023, I feel 2023. So 3 years later, I completed that full cycle of healing. It was a 3-year journey for me. Where was I? So it was like a whole 5-year journey of healing. Although in 2023, that's when I received the biggest push for me to heal. And when that happened, in 2023, that was in July, I noticed beginning of August, I moved to Alaska. I finally made that I finally received a clarity to move to Alaska because my family is here. And as soon as I moved to Alaska, that's when I got shifted to doing something else. That's when I decided to become a coach for mothers who have encountered loss of a baby, because that's what I have experienced myself. So I want to assist them in their healing process, and guide them as I have, guided myself through their direction, of course. So to those that are listening right now, and if this resonates with you, if that's what you're looking for, and well, I'm here now. It took me 5 years to get to here, so I appreciate all of you for waiting. But it was a hard journey for me, for real, because I did it all alone. I don't think I hired a therapist. I think I only went to see a therapy. I did one therapy session that is it's called EMDR, and we did other forms of talk therapy, but that's about it. And then after that, maybe it was like, I don't know, like it was very short. And the EMDR, that was the moment that it helped kind of like release the first stage of what a bug. There's a bug. Anyway, so the EMDR, I forgot what it stands for, eye movement something. It helped release whatever that was in the surface. And when that was released, it brought me so much clarity of where I needed to be. And then that's the start of my whole 5-year journey after that. So I initiated the process in the beginning after my loss, after the miscarriages, received the tool, and provided me that person to help me, and that person has the tool to help release that, and then it initiated my journey. So if you notice, there's a pattern, right? Sometimes we don't see it when we are in it. We don't see that the universe are actually moving blockages for us. And in that scenario, right after the miscarriages, as soon as my awareness opened, I received tools by means of resources, by means of people, by means of learning other methods, right? So sometimes they are indirect help. And the funny thing about people is that we want instant answer right away. But when we listen and when we observe, when we just stay in an awareness mode, you will notice that all the answers are given to us just indirectly. They are everywhere, and it's just a matter of us tapping into and recognizing them. The thing is, when we are in a problem, when we are in our trauma, it is hard to see what is out there. It's hard to see solutions. It's hard to see what is in front of us, right? And then not only that, it's hard for us to see. It's also, if we did see it, it's hard for us to accept. So the first step really is, recognize that the solutions is all around us. And then the second step is to learn how to accept if we will take those solutions or not. Otherwise, you'll just keep staying where you're at, feeling miserable, crying at night, feeling hurt all the time, and causing your own pain. And I ask why. I've been there, done that, and it's not a good feeling. My goodness, my hair. Okay, there we go. Finally got it. So yeah, it's just like that. So it comes down to a choice, to a decision. Do you want to stay miserable, or do you want to move out from being miserable? But the thing is, there's always a but. The thing is, even when people know that the right choice, the problem is there is that feeling of feeling unsafe when they make that choice. Say, moving toward healing. Let's say moving from this side of town to the other side of town is the best choice. But what you don't want to move, even though it's the best choice for you, it's because, one, you feel unsafe, that because you're going to a new place, you don't know what's out there, so you fear the uncertainties. And then two, you don't want to move out of your comfort zone, even though it is painful, but that's comfortable for you because that's all you knew your whole life. All you knew is pain. So the pain itself brings you comfort, which is kind of like counterproductive, right? But that's the way that the human brain works. Now I lost my train of thought. Okay, so you have that decision and that fear of moving to the new choice, but then you are comfortable with the present state because that's all you knew, growing up, and it's hard to get out of it. It's big, and the reason is because you've lived that throughout your entire life. As I mentioned, you that's all you knew. Your body registered everything as if this is the normal. And so just to summarize, and I will explore more on the next topic, on the next video about that, but that's basically what it is. So that's why some people, when they are given a choice, they don't always go for the choice that will lift them up from their misery, but they always stay in the same state. And as I mentioned, it's because that's what they are comfortable with, even though it's painful, because pain is all they knew. Yeah. So as for me, I made that leap. I took the other choice, to where I know there is uncertainty when I make that choice. I know there is the unknowns when I make that choice, but I made it anyway. And I feel that it's because I have so much desire to heal myself. I had so much desire to be lifted from the misery that I don't want it anymore. And what made that choice for me is I was listening to I think a message about past lives, and so that idea of past lives came to me. in the early stages of reaching that level of awareness. So the past life was introduced to me, and it said that, we have lived so many lives, we have reincarnated too many times, different bodies, different families, different lives. And so I thought to myself, I made a realization that if that is the case, and that means that I had been a mother too many times, or maybe a father, or maybe a grandparent, or a grand uncle, or what I'm saying. So that made me realize that we have lived different roles, and that I had lived a role of a mother with children. So in this life, I don't have children, but in my past lives, I may have lived plenty of lives where I was a mother, where I had so many children, and with so many experiences out of that. So when I realized that, just from the idea of past lives, that helped me make a choice to get out of misery, because I realized, like, why am I being miserable when I had lived to be a mom, to become a mom before? I had lived that life before, so I'm not really missing out. I'm not really missing out of living a life as a mom. So that helped me make that choice. And after making that choice, that's it just went on from there. And now I'm here, as far as helping other lost moms like you, if you are listening. I made it a decision to assist all of you. I feel like that's my whole purpose, and I feel like my suffering was not in vain. My suffering of losing pregnancies and losing that chance to become a mom, or losing that chance of having a family, wasn't in vain at all, because I'm serving a bigger purpose now. I'm serving all of you, and that to me is quite meaningful, and I hope that you could trust me and accept how I could help you in your journey towards your own healing, because it's not me that's doing the healing, it's actually you. And all I do is simply open the door, just like how my soul guides showed me the tools and the people to network with, in order for me to reach the healing that I need and I require. So that's all I'm here for. I'm here to open that doors of opportunity for you to initiate your own self-healing, to initiate your own power to heal yourself. And right now you don't know that, but you do have that power to heal yourself. And as I mentioned before, like our old thoughts, our old emotions, when they build momentum, they become a blockage in our bodies as diseases or illnesses, and so over time, the reason why you are unable to access your own power to self-heal is because of that. Those are the blockages. And once we find out where they are in your body, not just in your body but in your spiritual being, in your entire beingness. Once we have released them, you will find so much clarity. You will find access to your soul purpose. Not only that, your angel babies, they'll be able to connect with you easier. They are unable to connect with you because, as I mentioned earlier, two different frequencies, right? They are each emotion carry certain frequencies, and your angel babies, they carry a certain frequency that is so high, it's almost angelic. It's they are part of a soul, and the soul carry a very high frequency of energetic imprints. So they are not matching your current state. So your angel babies are radiating this high energy, and you are currently feeling all the lowest energy that there is, like guilt, shame, hate, anger, frustration, right? So if you are in that state, it doesn't match their state, so they are unable to connect. It's kind of like you just need to adjust your antenna so you could reach them, and the only way to adjust that antenna is to clear the frequency for you, right? So that's what I do. I help you clear the static so you can have that connection with your angel baby. Okay, so I think that's it for today. But so if you have any questions, let me know. I will leave it in the description below. And if you like this kind of content, if you like me to talk more about this, do subscribe to my channel at Oversoul Vibration. Also, if you would like access to me, we do live Q&A. At the moment, YouTube, I don't have the ability to do live here yet until I have 1,000 subscribers. So if you could subscribe, that would be helpful, because then I can go here live and answer all your questions in real time. But for the meantime, I can put the link to our group. It's a group for all the baby loss moms that want to heal themselves. So if that's you, join the group, and I would love to see you there. We do monthly meditations, and I'll be there constantly, guiding you where you are in your process. If the group grows, then I may do maybe twice a month. We'll do monthly, twice a month meditation. And so right now it's free. It's a free group, but I will have a subscription based later down the road, as I put more content out and I put more resources to help you. So, but until then, thank you. Thank you for watching, and I hope that you could like and subscribe and share this with other women who had the same story as us, and would love to meet you. So thank you again for your time here with me, and enjoying this beautiful cloudy day. Bye.